Yeah, I want to say all praise to Yahweh Bashim, Yoshai Bashim, Rakar, Brakathum. This is the word from James Jamaica in a small lesson. This one is versus Corona versus the uprising that's taking place now in the US. According to the killing of a black American, which was done by a police. Um, I think his name was George Floyd, to be exact. Um, you know, this going to take a turn in another direction, just in case you guys didn't know. If there's a possibility of a second wave of this coronavirus, who you think these people gonna blame? These people gonna blame the same Negroes. They're gonna blame it based upon the uprising. There was no social distance keeping, there was no this, there was no that. They're gonna blame Negroes again. So there goes blaming again. There goes another blaming again on a different level. So we as Negroes can never get to it. We're always on the hook on the so-called white one. And who created this so-called deadly as come to them disease? Same so-called white one did this all, and who's gonna get blamed? Right now they're blaming us for the spreading of this disease in America. Right now. Right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play these clippings just to show you, just to give you an idea of the crowd settings and their so-called social distance law that they pass. Now look and see if you see any social distance according to what they say, and tell me who they're going to blame if there is a next wave of this so-called pandemic or this so-called coronavirus.
This group is on Interstate 35W. Obviously, they're blocking all traffic. They're on the 35W bridge. They're in the southbound lanes. Now, some in that group blocking the bridge actually began their day at a rally in downtown Minneapolis.
Prominent figures spoke at City Hall, then led a demonstration to the Hennepin County Government Center. While this crowd was gathered, they all learned together that an arrest was made and one officer was charged with murder. WCCO's Marielle Mose shows us how they processed the news.
For the first time since these protests began, music filled downtown Minneapolis.
I just had to come out and support the cause because it's just so close to my heart.
Sisters 16-year-old Grace Jones and 12-year-old Harriet said it felt good to be united with others again.
During the COVID times, I think it's especially hard because we can't all group together all the time.
A moment of solidarity which was much needed for these people here who have felt anger and division all week.
Well, it gave me hope, encouragement, inspiration to see such a multicultural display of unity of people of all races that care about social justice. Gives me hope that this city can reclaim its greatness and recover from the tragedy and darkness of last night.
Najee Ali is a civil rights activist who traveled all the way from Los Angeles to stand with the protesters in Minneapolis, a long trip that felt worth it when this whole group learned fired officer Derek Chauvin was arrested and charged with murder.
It put a big smile on my face. It made me feel that my trip way from California to here was not in vain.
I'm happy that one, but I'm waiting for all three of the officers to be charged and arrested, for sure.
This protest was led by former NBA player Steven Jackson, who was George Floyd's friend for more than 20 years, and actor Jamie Foxx.
We are standing together. I need everybody to stand with us. If you're not with us, you're against us. When we see you guys out here on the front line, we want to let you know you got support.
In downtown Minneapolis.
So you can clearly see there's no social distance according to their law. Understand? So when this uprising or this rioting, if it's rioting to finish at a certain time period, and there is a second wave, if there's a second wave of this coronavirus, they're gonna straightly blame you niggas of this another wave that they predict will probably so more dangerous than the first. So in other words, you're always gonna get blamed for something. You're always gonna get blamed for some problem that another man started. You're always gonna be at the bottom of the food chain. Always. because this white man, as you take it as a friend, is never was a friend from Marlon. I know you people getting a touch of it day by day of what you see some brutal murder and called the so-called white man, right? You have seen where niggas get charges for crime that shouldn't even look past or whatever, so to speak. Not to say not to get don't get me wrong. Things that like probably stealing a cigarette, probably I'm just saying a man may get far more time that if a so-called white man took up an AK-47 and fire at somebody, or probably kill somebody, or do some other gruesome act that deserve far more time. So it doesn't matter how far or how much protest we niggers do. Man, this white man ain't gonna give us no justice. Look at slavery. Look at slavery. 400 years. I mean, I tell about slavery. We have to do with splitting a man in half, with tying one ass and one foot and another ass and another foot and both ass go two different directions. Transatlantic slave ship come across and south in the Transatlantic Ocean. Thousands of slaves died. Some of them even died, cannot no more bear the pain that they have to just chuck off over the ship and kill themselves because nobody can't bear no more pain. You have babies ripped out of woman's womb, the mother womb. You have men, they're sodomizing men from left to right, and far more gruesome act. Hey, Will Lynch tell you, man, you tell him when implement something that's will echo for ages, for years, and it's been happening now, because even we as individuals, niggers, 18-1 neither females don't look at them partners as the male that should stand up for the family anymore, right? And all these things is the act of the so-called white one. The scripture said the earth is given in the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of judges thereof. If and who is he? And if the scripture the hands is given in the earth, hands is given the earth is given in the hands of the wicked. Now, if the earth is given in the hands of the wicked, who really know? If the earth is given in the hands of the wicked, who is ruling now? So-called white man. So if the so-called white man is ruling now, then who is the wicked? We deal with every year or every time we have a different outbreak of so-called disease, and they always get a time to blame it on some fucking animal. If animal could ever talk, boy, if animal could ever speak. So all this upstoring and all this coronavirus pandemic shit, man, this all gonna boil down to one thing, right? The so-called white man gonna say, hey, I'm gonna chip you all. This chip gonna come mandatory, whether you like it or not. Not to stray from the point still, but we as niggers, the Latinos, the Black Americans, the Indians, the South Americans, hey, we are slaves, man. The so-called white man not going to set you guys free. The so-called white man don't give a ras ass about any of us. None of us. None of us. So we will never get justice the way you think, and you will never get equality the way you think. First of all, we are not equal, man. We are above. We are the Israelites. We are the Most High chosen people. We are prince. We are the ruler of this earth. Now until I see servants upon asses and princes walking as slaves, man. So who is the servants upon horses now? When the scripture says horses doesn't mean horse. It's talking about yachts. It's talking about private jets and this and that concerning their society, and whose kingdom is this? And any of these niggers that up there are the so-called black man or where are Israelite that in power now, you know, you're so easily taken down by this man. Is a shame, man. Look upon all the rest of them by taken down previously. Look at them, Bill Cosby, whoever it be. So you are nothing to put down to the bottom of the food chain, because we look upon as nobody. We're still in the American Constitution and as chief of a man. So who and when? So when we're gonna be equal to this man? Never. And like I said, in this system right now of this pandemic, as this coronavirus, don't be surprised if they blame it on us again if the second wave actually happened. Because they're gonna say we're the cause of it because of this uprising and other things that are taking place. They're gonna blame our ass again for their problem, for their creation, for their fucked up world. They're gonna do that again. And with that said, with our praise, the Hawa Bashim, Shai Bashim Rakar, Baka Thumb, double hands to the elder of James Great Stone, and all the brothers gonna iron the byway. Shalom.